Regardless of whether you liked or didn't like the new Superman movie by James Gunn, there was one pretty significant change to Superman's origin that a lot of people were talking about in the aftermath, and that is the change to Jor-El and Lara, Superman's Kryptonian parents. You know, we've heard the story a million times. We've seen different iterations of it, certainly. But in this one, they decided to go with a few changes. And fair warning, spoiler alert, if you still don't know or haven't heard about this, but James Gunn confirms one of the most controversial aspects of the new Superman movie is true. And the reason James Gunn had to confirm that it was true, despite the fact that they laid it out in front of you, is because a lot of people have been coping with this and pretending like, oh, there's actually something else behind it. You're just stupid. You just don't understand it, which was very funny to me. Because regardless of whether you liked the movie or didn't like the movie, the idea that there was something really clever or subtle or layered or deep that was going on here, when all throughout the rest of the movie, it would give you no indication because the movie wasn't like that. And in fact, it was incredibly shallow. It was one of my criticisms about it in general, but a lot of people do seem to like it. But the change to Jor-El, which is not, hey, my son, we're sending you to Earth. You can teach them. You can give them hope. You can show them a better way of doing things. You don't have to make the mistakes of us, blah, blah, blah. No, instead, it was go forth, conquer them, procreate, take a harem, take a bunch of wives, kill anyone that gets in your way, and spread your superior genetic seed. That was the message from Superman's parents. I shit you not. And a lot of people, in I think quite embarrassing fashion, have been trying to explain that away by saying, no, it was just a trick. That was doctored. That wasn't real, this and that. And I understand why you would find the need to try to explain that away, because you like the movie, but you don't actually like that part of the movie. So you're trying to justify that in your view. But the truth is, within the context of the movie, they confirmed that it's true. Lex Luthor, while talking to a co-conspirator who is open about everything that he's doing, his entire plans for world domination, he also confirms to that person, to which he has no reason to lie to, that it is the truth. And the movie just isn't that fucking deep. So James Gunn, again, had to confirm to everybody that, no, this is a real thing that happened.
Has it been doctored? Is that the actual
How
message?
can someone not think it's real?
I'm just saying.
How can someone? I don't understand. Like, we did this. So in the test screens, people were like, is it real? You know, with AI, nobody trusts anything. Okay. In the movie,
You make a point of saying,
he said,
Mr. Terrific says it's real.
Mr. Terrific says, I know those computer forensics guys. There's no way. That's Mr. Terrific. Smart as Lex Luthor. Then I have Maury, the Secretary of Defense, say, I think whatever you think about Luthor, but it's real. And then the clincher is that Gurkos and Lex are walking together.
Right.
And, you know, Gurkos says, you doctored a message. This is great. And Lex says, it's not a message. It's not doctored.
Right.
It's real. And who thought his own parents would be the ones to bring him down?
Okay.
Now, he would go on to, here's one of the reasons that people are having a tough time accepting that it's real, and why, in my opinion, it was a dumb thing to do, and especially with the way that they ended up dealing with it. Because the question gets brought up, okay, well, how is this going to play a factor in Superman going forward? And James Gunn's like, no, he pretty much dealt with it in this movie. It's over. Like, he dealt with it. He came to terms with it, and it's done. The reason that this is happening, in my opinion, the reason that people have been coping with it, trying to explain it away, trying to be like, no, it's just a trick, blah, blah, blah. I can't believe you would actually trust what Lex Luthor says to this guy. James Gunn is telling you this is exactly what they fucking did. The reason it's happening is because for the message to be true, it doesn't seem like we had enough time for Superman to actually go through this kind of crisis and deal with it and make these decisions or whatever that you would expect with such a huge reveal. But that, to me, the reason that I felt like it was real is because there was nothing deep about this movie. It was all extraordinarily shallow. Nothing in the movie had time to breathe. For me, a lot of the scenes and the ideas and the concepts that I actually did really like in Superman, they passed by so quickly or had so little stakes or so little ramifications from them that I didn't get anything out of those things that I wish I could have. So that's why people are trying, even people that like the movie, we're trying to find some reason to explain this, because most people actually do not like the way that this was handled. And I've tried to tell people for a week and a half that this was real and that you're a fucking idiot if you don't think so. Well, I guess it takes James Gunn coming out and telling them that maybe finally they'll be done with their cope.